All right, guys, we're back with round 3 Edison Format, Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got Jimmy on the left playing Crystal Seer Hero Beat versus Randy on the right playing Vayu Turbo. So both these guys are 2-0. So we're going to see who's going to move on with the 3-0 record. We have 5 rounds of Swiss, cut the top 4. Looks like Randy's going first. Summon Greffer, discards Plague, sends Necro Gardener. These two just Randy just got into Edison like recently, so he's only entered a few tournaments. The furthest he's gone is like top 4, so we'll see if he can get to a finals. While Jimmy, this is only like his second tournament back. He took a long break, but he does have 1 win on the channel. All right, but he got top 4 in his first tournament back, so good job from him. So here, Randy bottomless is the alias. Jimmy Chain Spark pops the Greffer and draws 1 and passes. So Randy sets a monster, keeps the Mirror Force and a few other cards in his hand. Probably doesn't want to get sparked. He already got sparked once. Oh, yeah, Solemn, too. Okay. So his hand's like Solemn, Mirror Force, and I couldn't see the other cards. So we'll see what Jimmy does. Jimmy summons another alias, attacks. It is Ryko, so mill 3, mills return, Caius, and Brain Control. So 2 power cards gone for Randy. Well, Brain Control is not really that good in this matchup. It's okay, because what are you going to Brain Control? An alias that they can potentially change Gemini Spark to, or Ab-Zero? I guess it'll be good in this matchup if you're going for game, but that's about it. Anyways, here Randy sets another monster, either a Ryko or a Hamster. Hamster's okay in this matchup. It really shines against Black Wings because they attack into it with Shura, and then they're forced to either A, collude over it, or you get the Ryko. Alright. So here Jimmy activates E-Call. He's going to grab Stratos. Yes, grab Stratos. Let's see if he's afraid of Hamster. Is Jimmy going to choose to attack here or not? I'm curious. I don't think Jimmy plays much Edison. Maybe he's playing a little bit online. I don't know. I'd have to ask him next time I see him. So yes, Jimmy chooses not to attack the set monster. We know Randy's got Mirror Force and Solemn. Now let's see if he's gonna flip the Hamster or Ryko here or just pass. Yeah, Randy's got, is it MST? Randy's another one who shuffles a lot. Because I like to notice the players who shuffle a lot, the ones who don't, and you can tell Jimmy doesn't shuffle his hand much. It's just interesting seeing other players' habits. So here Randy sets 4. We know it's Mirror Force, Solemn, and I think he set MST. Alright, let's see if Jimmy has another Gemini Spark in his hand. That could be bad news for Randy if he does have it. Okay. Come on, Jiminator. Who am I rooting for in this matchup? I'm rooting for Randy because he's a good friend of mine. I mean, both these guys are good friends of mine, but I want Randy to get his first win. And Randy's deck is really similar to mine. He's also on Upstart in Vayu, which almost no one plays Upstart in Vayu. I think this is the first time Randy's tried it. I don't know if he's going to keep playing it. We'll see. Anyways, here comes Alias from Jimmy. So Randy paid half his life. Sparks the Ryko. Jimmy draws a card. And pokes Randy for 18. So Randy's at 22 to Jimmy's 8,000. And now Jimmy's got 4 back rows. Randy sets a 4th back row. And end phase MST, the new one, which it is Torrential. But Randy does have Mirror Force, but Jimmy does not know that. So maybe here he gets Mirror Forced. Attacks. Is he going to try to snipe the Solemn, or what's going on here? MST is the bottomless. And then Mirror Forces. Okay. And Jimmy does have the Solemn. So maybe Randy read Jimmy had Solemn, so he's kind of like, I need to snipe that Solemn. But unfortunately he missed. So he has a Necro just to stay alive. And let's see. And Randy concedes. So Jimmy takes game one. Will Randy pull off the backdoor 2-0 and move on with a 3-0 record? Or will Jimmy move on? Like I said, this is only his second tournament back. First tournament he was in, he almost won. He lost the Sheriff Los in top 4. All right, so here Randy goes first, activates Upstart, and sets a monster, sets one back row and passes. So now let's see what Jimmy does. Jimmy draws pretty well with this deck. I don't know what it is. I'm surprised he's not on Yada. I would think Jimmy, maybe down the road he'll experiment with Yada, but he prefers Crystal Seer. So here Jimmy attacks over Vayu. So a lot of times Vayu players against Hero Beat, they like to set Vayu and try to get the Hero Beat players to spark the Vayu because they're afraid of Raikou or Hamster. More so Raikou than Hamster. Because then you can't, if you attack into a Raikou with Alias, then you can't spark in the damage step. So here, Randy attacks over Jimmy's Alias. So this tells me that, Jimmy couldn't stop the attack, couldn't stop the summon. So now Jimmy summons Diva, is probably going to get the Gilman out of his deck. And attack over Sirocco. I'm guessing he's going to go Android, attack. But I don't think Jimmy plays Honest. Because I had him on camera the previous tournament he entered, and he actually was on round 2 of this tournament, and I haven't seen him use Honest. Also, I played against him in top 8 the previous week. And yeah, I don't think he plays Honest. I just keep forgetting to ask him. Maybe I should text him right now and ask him if he plays Honest in his deck. All right, so here Jimmy's going to gain 600, so we're at 95 to 70 something. All right, 2 back rows from Jimmy. Come on, heavy. So Randy activates Vayu. Does he have a Caius play? People say Caius is bad in this matchup. And I agree. I think Caius is kind of mid in this matchup. What monster do you Caius? Alias, which if they have the Spark, they can change Gemini Spark. So maybe Jimmy can't deal with a Caius, so he chose to just Regeki break the Armed Wing before Randy can Caius him. So here comes Greffer, and if he has a Dark... Okay, so yeah, this is looking good for Randy. Oh yeah, Randy's on Elfin. What's funny is, a lot of my friends are giving Randy a lot of grief, or a lot of hate for playing Elfin. I don't think it's bad. I could see myself trying it, so I'm glad he's using it. I just don't want to draw it. But, you could say the same thing about Necrogardener. You don't want to draw Necrogardener either. So here, Jimmy chalices the Android. So he's going to gain 400. And now, I saw Solemn. So this is interesting. Do we think Solemn cost... This is the new argument that I'm interested in. Is Solemn Judgment worth it? Did Solemn Judgment cost Randy that first game? I think he loses anyway, whether he Solemns or not, because if he doesn't have the Solemn, then Jimmy just blows out all his back rows. But you can make the argument, if Randy didn't have the Solemn, he wouldn't have set 4. Maybe he would have only set 2. So, I don't know. This is just one of those debates that I don't know. I feel like Solemn, it'll win you games, but it'll lose you some games. It all depends on what you're replacing Solemn with. That's the more important thing. Ooh, Jimmy with another Chalice. I think Jimmy likes Chalice in this matchup. Okay, so here we go. Randy pays half his life. He's forced to Solemn a Chalice. But like I said, what would that card have been? It all depends on what you're replacing Solemn with. Are you replacing it with a jar of Greed, a Yatagarasu? Are you replacing it with another Caius? What else could you replace it with? A Dust Tornado, a third D Prison, stuff like that. I don't know. If you're on one hamster, second hamster is just it just depends. Okay, so Randy's here. He's probably gonna. I mean, your Armageddon Knight's at 18. So he probably is he out of values? No, he has one value left. So I'm thinking he's debating on taking. Maybe he wants to Goyo Jimmy. Has he used plague? Didn't he mill plague or no? I think that was game one. Yes. So I think he's debating on Vayu or plague or Necro. Okay, so he chooses Vayu. With Vayu, you wipe his field. Unless if Randy maybe forgot that the Armageddon Knight's boosted. All right, here comes Vayu. So he brings out the 2800 Silverwind. Attacks for... Okay, so he remembered it got buffed. So he takes 3 and 400. See, that's not looking good for Jim. He has no cards staring down Randy's Silverwind, Armageddon Knight, and 2 back rows. Oh, what a nice draw. Top deck miracle. It really is a miracle. I've been on both sides, so I'm not going to complain. I've top decked miracle over like this before. Bet people have done it to me also, so I'm just... Alright. But I've definitely won that battle. Like, I've definitely top decked Miracle more than people have top decked it against me, just because I played that. I played, like, Miracle Fusion and for a long time, whether it was Hero Frogs or Diva Hero Beat. So, yeah. That's one card I draw a lot. That card's always been loyal to me, Miracle Fusion. We talk about like people having signature cards, and I think that's probably like my signature card. I always draw that card. Like Lowe's signature card would probably be Return, I think, and Javi's signature card would be Test Tiger. I'm trying to think of some of like the players that I feature often. Lynch, probably say Gear Frame. He draws Gear Frame a lot. Randy and Jimmy are still tuned. They don't. I haven't watched them enough to really say they have a signature card. All right. Anyway, what will Randy do? Do you just attack into the... Okay, maybe he's trying to go for game. Man, Randy already paid half his life twice. Can he finish him off? 725. How will he finish him off? Does he have another Sirocco in his hand? If he has another Sirocco, maybe it's game. I mean, Jimmy's at 94. Let's see. If he pumps... So it's 800. Yes. Let's say he pumps up whoever. So it's 28, 36, 38, 48, 58. So that's 8,600 damage right there. Whoever he pumps, just don't pump your Sirocco. 86. So this is not game, but he's got all that stuff in the graveyard. Nice play by Randy. Just pump, do as much damage as possible, and get all your values in the graveyard for follow-up for next turn. Jimmy has to top deck another Miracle. I guess Gores is okay. But now Randy's got... So he's just bringing out, and Jimmy concedes. So no Gores. So Randy takes game 2. Will he pull off the backdoor 2-0? Or will Jimmy move on with a 3-0 record? Jimmy Nguyen. The man who went to Worlds twice. 2014, 2016. All right, so here comes E-Call from Jimmy. And summon Stratos. Search Alias. Speaking of Jimmy going to Worlds, he went to Worlds in hat format. And we actually ran our first hat tournament at my locals last weekend. So I am going to upload that tournament after I finish this one. So it'll be later this week if you guys are interested. I want to see how hat does. It's a fun format. Anyways, he trapped Dushu, Randy's only monster. He did it a little quick, so I couldn't see what it was. Maybe you guys can pause it. I think his hand was like Upstart, Burial, and a few trap cards. Yeah, Upstart, Burial, I think Mirror Force, Torrential, and then here comes Upstart. I wonder how Randy's like an Upstart, because I've never seen anyone play Upstart in Vayu. There's only one other person I saw play Upstart in Vayu, and it was Zach. I think Zach Rodriguez but he's from Houston. He was the only other person I've seen run Upstart in Vayu. Okay, so Jimmy knows Randy's hand except whatever he drew about Upstart. Oh, that's another good thing about Upstart and Jar and Yada is when you get trap dust shooted, Upstart helps your opponent not knowing your hand. Oh man, yeah, Jimmy got him with that Starlight Road. Yeah, it is not looking good for Randy. Sometimes Starlight Road just wins games. I mean, you lose a card and they gain a Stardust Dragon. I mean, I think that card is really good against Black Wings. It shines in that matchup. All right. So 43. Let's see. Did he attack with Stardust? I'm thinking he's debating on attacking with Stardust. It depends. Can he deal with the Gores? Or would he? I guess Jimmy's just going to play it safe. So here comes Sirocco from Randy. Attack into Alias. And here comes Gemini Spark. Pop the Sirocco. Draws one card. And now Randy sets 3. Jimmy drew Future Fusion. Okay. How many cards does Randy have? 4? Summons Diva. Uh-oh. I think he's got Miracle Fusion in his hand too, so he can go Brio and pretty much finish off Randy. I mean, Jimmy's not afraid of Torrential. You already used your Torrential. If I'm Jimmy, I'm going for game. There's game in there somewhere. I remember there was one time I played in the finals with Diva Hero Beat, and I had game with Double Miracle, and I just went for it. And he didn't have Gores. Okay, so here he activates E-Call, searches Alias. Yep, I think he's going for it. So he's going for Brio. Let's see, does Randy have like a bottomless or something? Brio effect. Bounce. 2 or 3, and Randy scoops. And I saw Mirror Force. And yeah, Randy's... So Jimmy is moving on with a 3-0 record. One more win to guarantee a spot in top 4. Randy's going to have to win the next 2 to get in. I hope you guys enjoyed that match, and we've actually for a tournament. Remember, after I finish uploading this Edison tournament, the next one is going to be a hat tournament, and I'm going to see how it does. Anyways, see you guys then. Bye.